Steel, though, is not weak to jet fuel type in Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a whole conspiracy. Interesting.
The secret 19th type they won't tell you about.
The jet fuel.
Jet fuel type. Welcome back to the podcast, To Kill A Delibird, everybody, where we're talking Pokemon. Today we're looking at a good old Dunsparce. Today it's Dunsparce week on TCAD. And you know what else is Duns and Sparse? My thought processes, my brain, my mind.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say my co-host.
That too.
I think you thought of it, but you're like, do I want to be mean right at the start of the episode?
I have no brain currently. I have the one thought.
Step right up,
cell.
People. It's the first human without a brain.
I'm real fucked. I'm
Take
Kellan,
a look at the freak Pokemon with sticks.
Graham doesn't play Pokemon. Graham, how you doing?
I do crappy transatlantic accent impersonations. Step right up, folks. Check out the man without a brain.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, that was a good one.
Is that your final answer? Anyway, what's up? What are things going on?
Good. I've been playing some Sega Saturn. I feel like people don't know about this Sega Saturn. It's such like a weird system, but it actually has a lot of strange games for it. I guess that would make sense because it's weird. The thing I'm finding, I'm going through aspects of the library. It had a much richer release library in Japan, so a lot of games are Japanese only. But some of the games you can still get away playing without knowing Japanese. So with only knowing English, that is. So I've been playing some. I found a couple hidden gems already. One was called Anarchy in the Nippon. Okay, it's a fighting game. There's a lot of fighting games, and a lot of shooters on the Saturn. It's a fighting game, but you just play as like regular people, like an old man. I was playing as an old man, like an old salary man, and he's like wearing a toupee. And if you get hit hard enough, the toupee flies off. It was a really funny game because it was like, I don't know, like fighting games, everyone's got like powers and stuff, but this was like, I'm just playing as an old man. And it was kind of refreshing.
You don't really see that these days.
You don't really see that, just old men fighting. The other game I found that I think I might get into is a series called Parodius. Have you ever heard of Parodius?
Not in my life.
It was only released in Japan. You should maybe even Google it quickly. Parodius. It's a portmanteau of parody and Gradius. Gradius being like a Konami horizontal shooter series. They're shooters, like shoot 'em ups, but they're all just like bizarre and weird, like flying babies, ducks with cleavage, like really strange stuff.
Hold on. Why is one of them called Sexy Parodius?
Yeah, that one's on the Saturn too. I haven't gotten to that one yet. Very excited for Sexy Parodius.
Oh my god, there's a Medusa lady without a top.
Yeah, but it's not explicit.
Yeah, no, you
Sexy
can't see
Parodius. Yeah.
Implied nudity. Which some would say is the best kind.
What is that segment you want to do called again?
Oh, yeah.
Why is this trending?
Why the fuck is this trending? Let me go
this isn't trending, but Sexy Parodius, I guess, is the shout. I haven't gotten to the game yet. I was playing a different Parodius game.
Let me
we'll
just
hear all about
Sexy
Steam. Parodius in the future.
I'm not seeing any hentai on the new and trending tab this week, unfortunately.
Wow. Trump's America already. They took our hentai.
Oh, here we go. Popular upcoming has Exorcist Onmyoji. Okay. This is a light puzzle game where you play as Onmyoji characters Yang and Yu to exorcise spirits from a mansion. Enjoy immerse eerie puzzles without any fear. And the first thing you see when you click into the page is uncensored hardcore hentai.
What does the pornographic imagery have to do with the description? I don't quite get the connection yet.
I don't know.
Maybe that's your reward for completing the puzzles?
You gotta exorcise spirits by fucking them, I guess.
That actually makes sense. You gotta fuck the spirits out. That's what they always say.
Fuck the spirits out of them, yeah.
Fuck the spirits out of them.
Brings a whole new meaning to beat the devil out of it.
Oh, beat your meat of the devil out of it. Gotcha. But anyways, Parodius is a cool series, I think. I'm going to dive into it more. It's just I was playing as a flying cat last night, and I was like blasting penguins, and
That sounds pretty sweet.
And like the first boss of the one I was playing, it's like there's this giant disco ball, okay, and it's like shoot the disco ball, and you're blasting the disco ball. You don't know why, and then the disco ball bursts open, and it's a giant panda with a microphone, and the panda starts singing. And the music notes from the singing are the shots that you have to avoid, and its singing is like going with the music. I was like, this is
quite incredible.
Amazing. This is amazing. This series definitely just didn't get released in North America because it looks too weird. They were like, they won't appreciate this kind of humor. But
yeah, shout us out in the comments if you want Graham to do a Let's Play of Sexy Parodius.
Sexy Parodius. I have to figure out how to record my Saturn, but I'd be interested in doing something like that. Sure. Or Let's Play is still a thing.
Not really.
Not really.
Unfortunately.
Except for our Pokemon Snap Let's Plays.
Well, that wasn't a Let's Play, that was a Versus, and that kicked ass.
Oh, that's different.
There was a twist on it, you know? You gotta have a twist.
Oh, so Sexy Parodius will have to have a twist.
Maybe too. It'll... I think it being called Sexy Parodius is a twist in itself.
Every death I have to... Every
drink
time I die...
a bottle of hot sauce.
A full bottle.
The whole bottle.
I just have... Thing. I develop an ulcer because of Sexy Parodius.
Try explaining that one to your doctor.
I know, right? They're like, what compelled you to do this? They're like, okay, let me tell you about Konami and Gradius and this like parody series. And then in 1997, they made Sexy Parodius. Oh my God. No, do you get it?
We got to go way back in time. We got to go way back before.
Okay, so there was Capcom and Konami, right? Like MSX and the NES. And like, oh my God, there was such cool games. And
and then Nintendo saved the video game industry with Super Mario Bros. In 1985.
They had so many copies of E.T. They were throwing them.
They buried them in Area 51.
Land fills.
Anyway,
right.
I've been playing.
What have you been doing?
I'm a big Peggle guy. Who doesn't love Peggle? It's a classic.
You like getting peggled?
Everyone loves getting peggled. I'm one of the best peggers out there. I've been playing a lot of Peggle lately because the Peggle speedrunning community came out with a full game mod for Peggle Nights. 60 levels, a bunch of challenges, and it feels just like a classic Peggle game, and it's fucking sweet. It's called Peggle Fevers. Everyone should go check it out because it's very fun, very cool. If you like Peggle, you'll love this.
Oh, cool. So what's new about this one?
Nothing really. It's just 60 more levels.
Oh yeah.
And a bunch of challenges.
More of the good old stuff.
It feels like good old Peggle, yeah.
Nice.
The only thing missing would be like a new character and power, but I imagine that would have been way harder to put in there. But it's pretty sweet, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because the Peggle community is pretty sweet.
Well, that is our gaming rundown. Betcha that isn't what you would expect. You ain't getting no Dragon Age Veilguard or whatever the hot new game is here. You're getting
Sexy Parodius.
Sexy Parodius.
And Peggle.
I tried playing the Doom port on Sega Saturn the other day. Man, is it bad. What a bad port.
Have you played Doom on Alarmo yet?
They have Doom on Alarmo?
Someone got Doom running on Alarmo, yeah.
Holy fuck, that's awesome. It probably sucks too, though. Probably as bad as the Saturn version. Yeah. Anyway. Pokemon. So, Kellan, explain the episodes to me.
Oh, okay. If I must.
What are we watching this week?
We're looking at episode 192, The Stolen Stones, and then episode 193, The Dunsparce Deception.
So this Dunsparce thing, all right? In the episode, we'll get to it, but the kids are obsessed. Like, everyone wants to have a Dunsparce. You gotta have a Dunsparce. The kids without Dunsparce suck balls. It was really like one of those fad toys. You know how, like, we have fad toys every year? Like, before Christmas, parents are elbowing each other in the cheeks to get these toys. Like, it's a big deal. So, I know that happens in the real world, so I was interested. Are there any fad toys in the Pokemon world? So, I read some articles from Cosmopolitan, and found the top 10 fad toys in the Pokemon universe. Would you like to get into them?
I would love to. Are you saying that Dunsparce is the skibidi toilet of this generation?
Yes. I'm going to say yes. This is without me understanding or anybody understanding what skibidi toilet means.
I have no idea.
But Riz, Ohio. Yes.
Yes.
So, number 10 is a My Little Rapidash. Great toy. Classic, just don't burn your hands off because it's got a real flame.
It's My Little Ponyta. Come on. You had an obvious one right there.
Why would I go with the obvious one,
because it's a pun and it's joke and funny.
That's been done a million times.
Oh,
What's
well.
the brony equivalent in the Pokemon world? Are there like Ponyta grown men just gooning to Ponytas?
Probably.
Oh my god.
Gross. I mean, I like Galarian Ponyta a lot. It's super cute, but I'm not putting it in a jar.
You can
I'm
stop your sentence there, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9. G.I. Johto, the real Johto hero. Which is funny, because they don't really have guns in the Pokemon universe, but G.I. Johto
just Remoraid.
does.
He has Remoraid.
Okay, G.I. Johto's holding a Remoraid.
Like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
That'd be sick.
Number 8.
Number 8, Hungry Hippowdon. Is that what it's called? Hippowdon? I didn't even know what that thing was.
Hippowdon, yeah.
Now, that would be a cool collector item, right? It's Hungry Hippowdon, but there's like berries that they're trying to eat, you know?
That would be, they should have made that, honestly.
Not bad, right?
Honestly, its pre-evolution is far more fun to say. You could have gone with Hungry Hippopotas.
That is good. I just Googled, give me a hippo Pokemon. How do you say the one you just said?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the official pronunciation, but I pronounce it Hippopotas.
Hippopotas.
Probably hippopotas.
Hippopotas. Like hippo president of the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm crying. Number 7.
It's been a rough week, man.
Number 7. I went into this, Kellan, being like, I will not mention politics. We deserve it to our fans to have just an uplifting, fun time, not think about the real world, and I failed you all. So
from this point forward, we will only mention it very vaguely, and that's it. That's as far as we'll go.
Yeah, and if we do have to reference a political figure, it will be Woodrow Wilson. Okay?
Yep. And only. I'll have to look up some facts about what.
You don't even know what years he was president, do you?
Excuse you, 1913.
Oh, nice. You're quick.
Totally didn't Google it. Yeah.
All right, number 7. Pet Geodudes. These are Geodudes with googly eyes on them, even though they already have eyes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that seems unethical. Blinding them.
I hadn't heard of this actual pet toy before I did my research.
Pet rock?
Sorry, the pet rock. Yeah.
You've never heard of a pet rock?
No.
How the fuck?
That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah,
I didn't need to explain my joke. It made sense. Okay, great.
Yeah. How did you not know what a pet rock was?
I mean, I've heard that phrase as like a joke. I just didn't make the connection that this was a product. I thought that it was just like a stupid joke.
The hell?
Really?
You're crazy. Huh. Number 6.
Beanie Togepi's. Aww. That sounds cute, right? Everyone's going after Pokemon. The Beanie Togepi's. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got the pun. Sometimes I can put a pun together.
Yeah, sometimes. Number 5.
Number 5, Furbies. Just no change. They're weird enough. They kind of make sense in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
No change. The Pokemon world has Furbies.
Yeah, I can't dispute that.
Can't argue with a Furby.
Furbies are fucking creepy.
They're pretty weird. I was of the age where like Furbies were really hot when I was like 9 or 10. And the big thing was, oh, my older brother made our Furby learn swears because he was watching South Park with it. That was what everyone would try to do, is get their Furby to say swears.
And then the Furby waddles around the corner. The bastards killed Kenny! Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Number 8. Teddy Urso.
Number 4.
Number 4. Where the fuck did I say 8? Kellan, we record these after a hard day of laboring in the mines.
Been a long life, yeah.
I got the black lung, Kellan, from the mines.
We got to get that dog in us, you know? Get that dog in me.
Okay, I'll get that dog in me. Get that dog. Okay, number 4. Teddy Ursa Ruxpin. It reads stories to kids, but this is the twist. It mostly just teaches the kids to steal.
They forgot to turn the switch from evil to normal. Oh, no.
Yes, it is the smirky side of the Teddy Ursa. Go into your parents' wallets.
Take out the credit card, read the digits on the front.
Phone this number in China, relay the information.
And the 3 digits on the back. Number 3.
Cabbage Pat Rat Kids.
Oh,
now,
geez.
These are the freakiest looking dolls you've ever seen, Kellan.
Yeah.
Darkness. I mean, Pat Rat's a fucking weird looking Pokemon, actually.
Yeah.
He's kind of ugly.
He's fine. Watchog's the ugly one. Why is he wearing a safety vest? That's so
Watchog's the ugly one. I like Watchog. I try to beat the game with him. Spoilers.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
I couldn't.
Yeah. Watchog is one of very few Pokemon I'm like,
So you hated all Pokemon.
I do. Every single one of them.
Aw, even Pikachu.
Number
two.
Number
two. A Rubik's Cubone. Now, these are puzzles that are all made from the skulls of dead mothers.
Nah. That's not necessarily Pokemon mothers, just mothers.
No, just dead mothers in general.
Yeah.
Get your dead mom's skull, make a puzzle out of it. That's how you have fun. That's a jingle.
And number one.
A-Pogs. Remember Pogs? But this time they're all A-Pom.
Weren't Pogs just like little cardboard discs?
They're discs. Some of them are cardboard, some of them are metal. The metal ones are called slammers.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
Yes, Pogs had such characters as Elf on them.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Of The Boy Meets World. Stuff like that.
We should get you a set of Elf Pogs.
I mean, it's weird that I don't have one.
Yeah, why don't you have one?
I'm pretty sure I did have one as a kid. I definitely had a set of Pogs as a kid. I don't know what happened to it, though.
All right. Should we talk about Pokemon?
Yeah, let's get into the episode. So we'll start with 192, The Stolen Stones. What do you think of these episodes this week, Kellen?
This first one was fine. I thought the next one was pretty fun.
Yeah, the second episode we're going to talk about this week was more of my favorite. This one does have some fun action. I think I would have liked this one as a kid a lot because we get to see some Arcanine kicking ass. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, maybe it's not the most interesting episode. Yeah, exactly.
I would say. So, we're on the way to Olivine, of course. We're going through a rocky road, and suddenly there's wind, and a bunch of rocks
and we're not talking about the ice cream.
No. A bunch of rocks are going to fall onto the gang when some Arcanine come in and swoop in and save them. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Crazy.
These things are fast.
And big. Oh my goodness. You never think about how big Arcanine are, but they are listed as like 6'3", so they're pretty tall
large.
Dogs.
Now, do you measure those to the snout or the withers? Sorry.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care about withers.
One thing I was thinking about at the start of this episode, though, like the kids almost get like completely eviscerated by falling boulders, right? They actually put themselves in danger so much that it feels trivial. You're like, they are just by luck surviving these crazy situations, but they should be dead. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And these 10-year-olds are just allowed. Like, how many dead 10-year-olds are there in the Pokemon universe?
Too many, I think.
Right?
They stopped counting after a while.
How many dead Ashes are there?
Do you think Ash is like Mario and he has like multiple lives?
Keeps coming back.
Yeah. Is every city a checkpoint? Is that why it takes us so long to get to a new city? Because he keeps dying on the way?
Dying. Yeah, real Dark Souls situation.
There you go. Anyway, this is Arcanine. I mean, we've seen it before.
Yeah, no new feature Pokemon this time.
Well, I think this is the first time it's been like
though.
featured. Like this is its episode.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, we've seen it. Gary has one,
right?
And we saw one during the Indigo conference, but I think this is the first time where it's been like, hey, this is Arcanine's episode. Look at Arcanine.
I think you're right.
Big puppy.
I believe we've chatted about Arcanine before. Yeah, great design.
Excellent
cool
fire dog. Everyone loves Arcanine.
And he's pretty good gameplay, right?
Yeah, nice and fast.
Good at fighting and running.
Can't go wrong with an Arcanine on your team.
So the Arcanine have some trainers here who have saved the gang. They are a couple of purple-haired siblings, Ramona and Keegan.
Brock is just in heaven. He even gets on his knees.
Smitten by Ramona.
Begs.
Moaning for Ramona.
He gets on his knees, and he starts saying that he'll do whatever she wants, just like the Arcanine. Is Brock into animal play? Is he?
Yeah. He was down on panting. He was down on all fours and panting, and he was like, "Put a collar on me." He be one of those weird dog boys,
disturbing,
like with the collar, getting led around, like drink milk for me, daddy. Like I don't know, weird shit.
Yeah,
bark for me, little dog boy.
I mean, I don't kink shame, but like, you're doing that in public. I don't know, man.
There's conventions for that.
Take it to the hotel down the street.
Shout us out of the comments if you like to pant.
So
like
we have some Firestones here. Keegan's got some Firestones. Ash is like, man, I think I saw one because they dexed it Arcanine. And like, oh, Growlithe evolves with a Firestone. Keegan's like, boy, I got like dozens. I got like 40 right here. Come at me, bro.
I said he's got at least a dozen stones. So these are
Ouch.
the prizes of a big competition, a fire Pokemon contest that's happening on the other side of the mountain. These siblings have a delivery business with the Arcanine, and they are running these stones over the mountains for the competition the next day.
Yeah, Brock's like really pumped up about this. He's like, "Wow, Arcanine should fuck me." So they realize that Olivine is in the same direction. So it's like, "Hey, hop on the Arcanine. We'll take you to this town. That'll get you there a little faster." So they're cruising on down Main Street on these Arcanine. Brock, he's the one struggling to hold on. Just very funny, of course.
I mean, he's got to be on his own because he can't be around women or children.
No.
So Misty's with Ramona, and Keegan and Ash are paired up. And when the actual skilled riders speed ahead, Brock is just a moaning for Ramona some more. He cannot handle this Arcanine. Oh, was that your like Mario impression? Yeah, that's nice.
They even speed up at one point, and Brock's like holding on by a hand, and he's flapping in the wind. It's great. They stop for a rest. Ash is like, man, it must be so cool to ride it alone. Keegan's like, well, I can give you a riding lesson. So we go into this whole thing where Ash is going to ride this Arcanine slowly, where he starts by closing his eyes, which I feel like is not the best idea, Ash.
Yeah, right.
So they're going at a rock, and Keegan is like, you gotta steer the thing, lean to the side to get it to move that way. And so they're treating it like a horse, essentially. My thing here in this episode about steering the Arcanine is that when you're riding a horse, you're steering the horse because the horse's field of vision is not directly in front of it. It's off to the sides. Right. These Arcanine have forward-facing eyes. They're predators. Right. Yep. So why do you need to steer them? Why is the Arcanine not dodging the rocks on its own?
I think you would steer the Arcanine for other reasons. Like, you would steer it if you had, more higher cognitive reason to take it somewhere else. But I think you're right. Like, this sort of pathfinding, the Arcanine is probably more skilled at than you.
Yeah, like, Arcanine, you steer it to get to where you're going, because you know where you're going. But in terms of just, like, you're heading at a rock, you shouldn't need to steer the Arcanine away from the rock. It sees the rock.
Yeah,
it's right in front of it.
I think you're right.
It can see it. Jeez, I don't know.
I mean, dogs, though, do, like, run into things.
Dogs are fucking stupid, so...
So, maybe there's, like, something there going on.
I don't know. Arcanine seem pretty intelligent to me.
They actually do seem kind of clever. I don't really know why, though. Is that shown in this episode? But they just, like... Yeah,
they give off an air,
just so majestic. Yeah, they give an air. Exactly.
They have an air of authority.
Yeah, they're a regal-looking Pokemon. Like, this is the king's Pokemon. But the royal family, like 1,000 years ago, now it's like some little corgi.
Now that's Alolan Meowth. It's actually noted as a...
Oh, it's a royalty
like
Pokemon?
A royal Pokemon, yeah.
So, neat.
Anyway, that's my analysis of horses versus Arcanine and how they see.
Riveting. So yeah, he's learning to steer, gets around the rock. Now he's doing a little bit better, but there's a pond ahead. Keegan has to command the Arcanine, like, from a distance to jump over the pond. Jumps, clears it, Ash gets thrown off. And that's when they all determine he's below average.
How dare he. And then suddenly a big rocket hits the ground out of nowhere. And then a hand comes out, grabs the stones.
What could that mean?
It's too late to prepare for trouble. We stole the Firestones on the double. It's Team Rocket, of course.
Rising from the rocket, surprise appearance in an actual rocket. Ooh.
The mileage is way better in the balloon, Meowth says.
Yeah, this thing's faster, but the gas mileage stinks.
Unfortunate. Get some of those electric rockets, guys. Come on. So Pikachu goes to zap it, but then he gets grabbed by a hand. Of course, the hand is made of rubber. And then Arcanine just smashes it. Shabam!
Yeah, so that's quick. I was like, yeah, fuck those grabbers. I'm over those grabbers. Where do they keep getting these grabbers from? So Pikachu's free.
I do love it when Team Rocket get Pikachu and they're like, no, we did it so that Pikachu can't get out of this one. And then the other Pokemon in the episode is just like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah,
we'll get it back. It's fine.
They can't exactly stop just blunt force trauma.
Yeah. So the Arcanine then go for Fire Spin, apparently. but they just like light on fire and then jump over Team Rocket, and I feel like that's not fire spin. It didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that either. I thought maybe that was supposed to be a different move. There isn't anything
like
on
Flame Wheel.
Bulbapedia, is there? Yeah, like
I think
Flame
Bulbapedia
Wheel.
says that this is Flame Wheel, but it also didn't really look like Flame Wheel, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it says they actually use Flame Wheel.
They just
I don't
light
know.
themselves on fire, and
It
then
was
jump at
definitely
'em.
a liberty with the move. It was fine in the sense that it looked okay.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, was it Umbreon in the Kimono Sisters episode that they have use agility, but it's actually
Yeah.
like this dope like
Ninja slash.
iframes ninja slash
Yeah.
move, and you're like, it's not agility. It was cool, but it's not agility.
Certainly wasn't. So Team Rocket's gonna escape with their super secret plan, whatever it is that they have. They go into the balloon or into the rocket, and they pop out with their secret plan. It's a tandem bicycle for 3.
That's how they're gonna get away. Yeah.
Okay.
I did like this part kind of because when they were in the rocket, like getting their emergency system, Ash was like, "It must be unbelievable." Like,
yeah.
what? Why? You're just
Ding,
like
ding.
setting up this joke that is just a bike.
Some fucking bike. So they're gonna go off on the bike, but so everyone gets on the Arcanine, and they're going so fast, the legs are a blur. It's using extreme
Flash
speed.
bullshit. This was great.
Wow.
What is extreme speed, Kellan?
Extreme speed is a move that goes. They go fast, and it goes first.
It's an actual move. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's sort of introduction to higher priority brackets in the games, because like in Gen 1 you have quick attack, and it's like quick attack always goes first, but extreme speed will go first over quick attack just because of priority. So like quick attack has a +1 priority, but extreme speed has like +2, I think, something like that.
Okay, nice.
So different priorities go first, go last, blah blah blah. But yeah, it is a move, and it is just like, yeah, they go fast.
Okay,
So
interesting. I mean, kind of works here, I suppose. Because they get way ahead of Team Rocket quickly, surround Team Rocket. Team Rocket stops using a parachute at the back of the bike. But that is the trick here, because the Arcanine, they're flying ahead. They slide directly into a pit. This is a tried and true trap, folks.
Come on, another pit. Always stick to the traditional tricks of the trade.
Yep.
Yeah, it says. So the gang, they approach the hole. They're like, oh, come on. And so the later, they've gotten out of the hole. Golbat scanning around, found something maybe. It's bike tracks. And they see some bike tracks, and then some footprints going in a different direction. Seems like Team Rocket have split up to make the gang split up.
Yeah, and this confused me for a second because it looked like there were bicycle tracks going in different directions.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but they were on a tandem bicycle. But it does explain it. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly happens with the tandem bicycle, but it sort of explains.
I think they split it up somehow.
Yeah. Well, that's cool then.
Yeah. So in searching, Ramona and Brock and Misty have they see a bag sitting on like a stump. So they go to get it. They're like, oh my god, it's the stones. And oh nope, there's another pitfall. They fall into a hole. James on a unicycle just rides by. He's like, this hole is twice as deep because I added 100% more hole. That was pretty good.
That was good. Yeah, James loves 100% more hole. I don't know what the joke is there, but it's there.
And
sometimes you just gotta let the listeners discover the joke.
So Ash and Keegan are hot on Jessie's unicycle trail. She also seems to have
got a unicycle.
The bag of stones.
Ooh, curious.
That's interesting. Curious. So she goes straight into a bush. They follow her, and they emerge on a battlefield. Oh, you're gonna fight for the stones.
Ash is so confident. He's like, I've beaten Arbok 1 billion times. Let's go.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
So Arbok versus Pikachu. Battle music comes on. Arbok goes for a poison sting, and Keegan, brilliant moment. Ash, do something. He's going to. Give him a second.
So Ash does something by telling Pikachu to do something.
Agilities to dodge. Acid gets dodged. Wrap gets dodged. And he goes for a Thunderbolt, and Arbok goes down. Just dodge, 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 hit, boom, dead. Jessie hands the bag over in the middle of the field, and Ash and Keegan go for it. Oh, no, it was another hole. Oh,
gosh, bother.
Come on. Keegan may have broken his arm, though.
It's definitely hurt. Yeah, this is looking a little bit grim. And it gets worse because the bag that they're holding of the stones only has regular rocks in it.
Oh, no.
They're not even pet rocks. They don't even have the googly eyes.
We've been duped again. I can't believe it.
Can't believe it.
So Pikachu then gets
Jesse
grabbed
grabs
again.
Pikachu. Yeah, in a
Unicycles
shockproof
off.
cage.
And Ash tries to just scale the hole, but slides down. Womp womp. It's kind of funny.
It's looking tough.
So it's sunset, mid-episode sunset. Meowth
Mid-episode, wow.
has the Firestones. He actually has the real ones. And he's like, oh, they aren't even hot. Aww. Jesse and James return with Pikachu, celebrating that their plan worked, seemingly. So we got to get back to the boss before we blow it. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, we've been here before where they're celebrating, but they are realizing they need to just get to the Giovanni quickly. Okay, fine. Moving on. Ash and Keegan have pulled themselves out of the hole somehow. Keegan is hurt still, so there is an injury going with him. And it brings up that the contest still needs those stones, right? That was originally their task. Now, since Keegan is hurt, who can lead the Arcanine? Kid Ash.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
he can pilot it. He's going to pilot Arky. He nearly hits a tree. And then he runs right into another one. Right through another one, really. Oof. Again, Arcanine.
You gotta act as one, Keegan yells.
And so they both close their eyes.
I know, this was really
they're
funny.
Running.
And they, like, Vulcan mind meld. I thought it was funny that the Arcanine does it, too.
It's so weird. You guys, you can't see anything.
I know, it was that 80s, like, kung fu thing.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, no, you're relying on your senses. You have to dig deeper.
And so they jump off of a cliff, and in this cool shot where they're, like, in the sun during the sunset. It is neat. Artistic. Very art. You know?
Artistic sunset. That's nice. Yeah.
So I got a question here. Alex wants to know, in the real world, you can ride various animals, and people are riding Pokemon in this episode. What Pokemon would you most want to ride and race? And also least like to ride?
It's a good question. I mean, there was that, like, Wacky Races episode way back where, like, people were riding ones, and remember someone was riding an Electro.
Yeah.
That was funny. I mean, you could go a lot of different ways. Should we limit this to just terrestrial Pokemon for simplicity's sake? Because, like, a flying Pokemon would be pretty wild.
I mean, they'd all be sick, yeah.
Yeah, or a water Pokemon. You're on the Gyarados.
Yeah, I mean, all of those would be cool. One of the funnier ones we've seen in canon is in Let's Go, when your Snorlax is out of a ball, you ride the Snorlax, and your character rides it by just, like, being Velcroed to the front of it.
And it walks around.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's pretty good.
I very much appreciate how they did following Pokemon in that game.
I mean, it's way too easy, but those motorcycle Pokemon from Scarvy.
Yeah, that's boring, because you already ride them in that game.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm looking at pictures of Let's Go, and that has lots of riding, like, on the shoulders of a Kangaskhan is funny. Why not in the pouch, though?
Oh, you ride, the Pikachu or Eevee rides in the pouch, which is cute.
Oh, that's great.
I think you can ride on a Haunter in Let's Go.
Yeah,
I
found a picture of that. That's pretty amusing looking.
That one's pretty cool.
How can you touch the Haunter?
Magic.
Oh, what about a Torterra? Because you have, like, a little island up there.
Yeah, got your own little plot.
I'm also seeing a picture from X and Y, I think, of someone riding, like, a billy goat.
Yeah, Go-Goat, yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice.
You could ride Machamp in Sun and Moon. That one's funny, because it carries you. Like, you just, like, get cradled in its two lower arms.
Oh my god.
While it pushes boulders with the other two. It's very funny.
That's crazy.
Let me ride a Alolan Executor. Let me just attach myself to the long neck. See what happens. Yeah.
So we've got tons of options. I don't know if I ever landed on something. Wailord, final answer.
That's not a bad one. Yeah. Let me strap, I'll ride on 2 Durant and strap them to the bottom of my feet.
Oh my god, that's kind of disturbing. It's kind of awesome, but it would look so creepy.
It's like a hoverboard.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, there you go. Final answers. Wailord and Durant.
No, wait. You know Heelys? Those old shoes with the wheels in the heel? Take the wheels out and just shove some mini Voltorb in there. Boom.
Yeah, and if you need a Voltorb real boost at the end of the race, they
explode
and send you flying forward.
Yeah,
like a
that's
nos.
The answer right there. Voltorb Heelys.
Voltorb Heelys. Well, Kellan wins.
We did it. So it's nighttime now, and Arcanine has finally picked up Pikachu's scent. So we gotta go after them. Team Rocket, they've got a big spread now. They've got a lot of food that they seem to have bought, and they're like, oh god, how are we gonna pay for that? well, once we sell all the Firestones, it'll be fine. How do we sell them? It's blah, blah, blah. That's going to be funny because they're not going to end up selling them. So they're going to be broke again.
They're basically like the kid who just got accepted into med school and has taken out a loan for like an Escalade.
Sure, yeah.
Writing right on credit. Now you gotta pass your tests, Team Rocket. Yeah, so Meowth yells, let's eat and drink and all get indigestion.
Yay!
And they got a ton of food here. It looks great.
A ton. Whole giant blanket full. So finally all the others are out of the hole thanks to Onyx. I don't know how it took them this long to get out of this hole. When
to think of the giant Onyx rock snake, yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to ride Onyx to find Arcanine, which that's cool too. Riding Onyx, that's pretty sweet.
I know, they got to do that more often.
Mm-hmm. Team Rocket, though, they've eaten everything now.
Victory tastes so sweet.
Ash and Keegan come up on them. Arcanine goes for a takedown, but Jesse just pushes Wobbuffet in to counter it. And then they take off in the balloon. You can't catch us way up here. See you later, Feraligatr.
Sick.
I see you there, Meowth. I see what you're doing. So there's the others coming up on Onyx. And Arcanine jump off of the Onyx to fire spin the balloon, which, again, I don't think it's a fire spin, but it looked cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, run right up the Onyx and fly into the air.
Sick.
Very sick, yeah. So the balloon burns up, falls down.
Boom.
And now we've got Arbok in battle against the Arcanine.
Who takes down. And then some sick battle music comes on, and it launches Arbok right back to Team Rocket. Team Rocket. Pikachu is out of the cage now. And so they're starting to run away, but Ash gets on Arcanine, closes in with extreme speed, and then gets past him, and Pikachu's in front of them. And he thunderbolts, blasting off again.
All right, and Brock and Misty are wondering, how did that Ash learn to handle Arcanine when just earlier that episode he sucked balls?
Beginner's luck, I guess. Completely discounting everything Ash has learned to this point.
Yeah.
I can't believe you, Misty.
And the mind melding.
Fucking rude. So.
In the morning, Keegan and Ramona have delivered the stones just in time.
Fantastic.
Turns out the fire contest has nothing to do with this episode. I kind of thought it would, but, or the next one.
Nope,
but no,
never.
It's just an aside. So they all say goodbye. Keegan and Ash thank each other for, learning stuff. And Misty's got to pull Brock away and from Ramona.
They don't need him. Brock says, they don't need me. I'll stay here. And she's like, Misty is like, keep talking. You'll end up in the doghouse. There's dogs in this episode. That's stuff of Misty. Classic burn there. So they leave. Bye-bye. Joke. And, that's the episode. It was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
The literary hour, though, is called A Horse of a Different Color. That's the TVTropes.com trope. And it's basically in fiction, when they use a different kind of animal in the place of a horse.
Oh.
It's actually pretty common. I'm going to go over some books quick, and then we can get into video games. But in The Diamond Age by Neil Stevenson, so there's an upper class only transport, which is called a chevaline, which is like a robot horse. In Dinotopia, there are the Skybax riders, so basically giant pterosaurs, which is really cool, flying through the air on those.
Sounds
Dune,
sick.
Of course, the Fremen ride sandworms, which is a quite dangerous form of transportation, very interesting. Harry Potter, we got, lots of things, but the hippogriffs are an interesting one. Lord of the Rings, we've got wargs, Huon, which I believe the Urkai ride on, and then, of course, the wyvern, which the Nazgul ride on, very interesting. And in Myth, we've got Frey, who rides on a golden boar. It's from Norse mythology, very interesting. Now, of course, I immediately think of when hearing this trope, and also because Cloud is on the cover of the trope's homepage of Final Fantasy, we've got the Chocobos riding these giant yellow chickens around. That's pretty rad. And then Horizon Zero Dawn, you can ride on a whole bunch of these mecha animals. Very fun game.
Hell yeah.
Anything you like to ride in games, Kellan?
I can't talk about those kind of games on the podcast.
Just in game? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's for much earlier. Yeah.
It's different kind of riding. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But a different thing to compare to the episode, when Ash and what's his name, Keegan, find the bag is full of rocks. It's just like in Squid Game when Sang-woo tricks Ollie into giving him his marbles, and he gives him a bag of rocks, and that's what leads to Ollie's death, and it's heartbreaking. And we realize, oh my god, Sang-woo is a villain.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, I can't wait for season 2. Honestly,
I mean, I
Boxing Day,
I hope
baby.
it's good. I think it's going to be tough to keep the magic going, but yeah.
Okay. But the thing about this is that pisses me off so bad is people not understanding the ending of season 1. People on Twitter see the preview, the trailer, whatever, and they're like, "Why would he not go see his daughter and instead go back into the games? Why does he want to go play the games again?" And it's like, dude, are you kidding me? At the end of season 1, he's going back to take it down. He's pissed at the people. He wants to shut this thing down. Yeah. Oh my god, he's not going back to play again. He's going back to kill them. Come on! How literacy illiterate are you?
Is this something people say like on Twitter or something?
Yes!
Where are you hearing people say that? Wow, it's
because Twitter's a fucking cesspool. But oh my god, he's not going back to play. He's going back. I mean, technically, he's going back to play to get in there to fuck him up.
Yeah, his motives aren't money anymore.
No. And he's like, well, he could have gone to see his daughter and then come back and play. It's like, no, the game was happening now. He had to go now, otherwise that's another year that passes, and 455 more innocent people die. Come on. How hard is it to understand?
I agree with you.
How hard is this to understand?
That's I'll take.
God damn, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's write this fucking episode.
So, when Kellan calms down, this is the 4 of the plastic pick picture of objective rankings. We're going to pull 2 categories at random from this bucket of balls that we've got categories written on, and then we will be ranking the episode based purely on those categories. This is the only objective ranking system known to humankind. It was invented in a Swiss lab by German scientists using the collective energy of all of the rings of Saturn. Kellan, what is our first category?
Misty's sick burns.
Oh yeah, I mean she puts Brock in his place a couple times. What does he say right at the end there? Did you catch that one? She pulls Brock away at the end. I don't know.
He says, if you keep talking like that, you'll end up in the doghouse.
Oh right, yeah.
Which is good.
That's good. She had one earlier in the episode I liked too, actually. I guess it would be right at the beginning. Okay, yeah. So during Brock's whole weird meltdown where he's acting like a dog for Ramona, he's like, I'm like putty in your hands. And he's give me commands. And Misty's like, you might be putty to her, but you're nutty to me. That's good. That's good. Come on, that's good.
That's a good one.
Those might be the main ones. Oh, I mean, she calls Ash average, but that wasn't really a bird, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, yeah, it's not. I'm not thinking of anything else.
I think those are 2 decent ones, but that might be it.
Mm-hmm. Anything? Did Misty get burned at all? I don't think so.
No, she's not a figure much here. So I think that those.
But those are 2 pretty
decent.
good ones.
I think those were decent.
6.3.
Yeah, I mean I'm in 6 territory too. 5.9.
5.9. That is a 6.1 for that.
Okay, decent.
Second category will be, pay it forward, Dr. Mario's Miracle Cure.
Okay, so remind me of what this is all about again. I know it's got to do with the shuckle juice, and is it just any signs of juicing in the episode, like steroids?
Like medications.
Or do we literally want to take it back to Mr. Shuckle's underground network
Can
of
we
roids?
get it back to Mr. Shuckle, I think? Medicine. Rackets. I think those are kind of the overarching things. Question is that even at all
relevant here? I mean, I
want to find something.
Arcanine look like they juice.
These things, extreme speed, that does seem a little
extreme.
Arcanine
extreme. Look to dogs like what Norwegian bodybuilders look like to regular humans. Just saying.
They do learn extreme speed by level up, so I can't say that there's a steroid used to get extreme speed, but I think extreme speed itself is kind of a bit of a steroid-induced move.
Yeah, I mean, extreme, it just feels steroidy.
Yeah, like you can't even see their legs. It's just
they can't be natty, bro.
There's no way they're natty.
Well, they're literally can't be natty.
They literally are not because they take a stone to evolve.
Ooh,
that's like a steroid.
I mean, stones are kind of like a steroid. Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a performance enhancing. Cool, it stays in the picture, baby.
And how does he have so many of them that they're delivering?
So many steroids.
So many steroid stones. I think that Ramona and Keegan might even be part of Team Rocket.
If anything, they're friends with Mr. Shuckle.
Oh, I think the real crime lord.
Where did they get these stones? I'm going 7.2.
You're going 7.2 for that yoga class of a stretch.
Yep.
I go 3. I mean, we saved it. We pulled out something, but don't act like that was miraculous.
It was miraculous. That's a 5.1 for that. 5.6 overall for the Stolen Stones.
That's what that episode deserves.
Just above average.
Just above the 5.
Jump into the Dunsparce Deception, or in Japanese, there aren't any Nokochi here.
That is a brilliant name. That is a 10 out of 10 name.
Sorry, here?
Actually, no, that's an 8 out of 10 name. But it's a good name.
It is a very good name. So, as we continue, the outskirts of a town we're on, and we see this little bug net crawling through the grass. Oh, what's that? Some kid is looking for something. He's looking for some kind of bug Pokemon. We meet him. He says he's looking for a Dunsparce. And this is never corrected in this episode that Dunsparce isn't a bug Pokemon.
It's not?
It's normal.
It's normal?
Yes. It is not bug type.
It's just normal?
It's just normal.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that. Does it have any, like, moves that are, like, buggish or anything?
I don't think so.
It looks kind of buggish. Why is it normal?
No bug moves that I'm seeing at all. At least not in Gen 1 or 2. Not a single bug move it learns. But no, it's just a normal type.
Okay, what about categories?
Category? It's category? the land snake, as we hear from the decks.
Oh, so it's a snake. It's not a bug.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's based on those, like, creepy thick snakes. I don't know, they're creepy.
But it has wings. I can kind of get why. Because I was fine with thinking it was a bug also. I didn't really think that hard about it. That's interesting. So let's talk about Dunsparce then. This is a single evolution, right?
Yeah, Dunsparce is a Pokemon that everyone for years was like, Dunsparce kind of sucks. Dunsparce is really bad. It needs an evolution so badly. Everyone always wanted it to get an evolution, and everyone's designs were like it grows into this super cool like Ouroboros dragon thing, and it's super badass. It's like, man, what if Dunsparce turns into that?
A Gyarados situation,
basically. Okay. What they failed to take into account is that Game Freak are a bunch of little jokesters. I'm gonna send you a photo of the evolution that Dunsparce.
Found it.
You did.
Kellan,
you
I'm
did.
looking on Bulbapedia.
That is
Dunsparce.
The Dunsparce. It gets an extra segment. Yep. And it's amazing. It's so funny. Everyone was so disappointed, but also some people were like, this is perfect. Like, this is the funniest thing that Game Freak could have done with this.
It's pretty funny.
Because, like, think about Dunsparce's name. Duns and Sparse. It's stupid and rare. That's its whole thing. It's hard to find, and it's also just a little dumbass. So now that it evolves, it's Dunsparce. It's still rare, and it's even stupider.
Is the evolved form better at all, or is
it
it's
still pretty decent? Useless? Yeah.
Oh, it's
it's pretty decent. Yeah, from what I know.
Okay, but the original just Dunsparce that we're looking at this episode,
very
weak. Useful.
Yeah, no, Dunsparce has never been particularly good.
And it was rare in the games? I don't remember this thing at all. I'll be honest.
It was another one of those swarm Pokemon.
Oh, it's a swarm. See, I never even did that bullshit.
That, like, you could find at, like, 1%, but then sometimes you get a call from someone that's like, hey, there's a swarm of this thing over here, and it jumps up to, like, much higher percentages.
That's more incentivization that this rare thing would also suck balls. Like, why do I care about exploring that?
That was a lot of the swarms in Gen 2. Murkrow, Yanma, Dunsparce, Quillfish, like, they're all... Actually, not Murkrow, but they're all... A bunch of them are just...
so, yeah.
Underwhelming at best.
Title of my sex tape.
So true.
So, yeah, okay. Well, Misty didn't get the memo that it's not a bug Pokemon. Well, actually, kinda. She's, like, a bit more chill with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was spooked at first, but she's like, oh, I like a bug that runs away, she said. Oh, right, it's the Caterpie. So this kid also has a Caterpie that he brings out. That's what sends Misty screaming, right? We remember way back in the day, she did not like Caterpies.
She always gets excited by bug Pokemon, the gang says.
Yeah,
she's not creeped out at all. So this is Bucky.
Bucky Barnes, ready for action.
They ask why he's looking for a Dunsparce, and then we see all the other kids go by, and we see it. They all have Dunsparce. Every single one. It's just
like 20 kids, each with a Dunsparce. And we get this crazy montage of, like, all of the kids just talking about what they're going to do with their Dunsparce. They're, like, bragging about giving their Dunsparce baths, teaching them to fly. There's 2 kids arguing about their Dunsparce size, which was, like,
literally having a Dunsparce measuring contest.
Yeah, they pull out the ruler.
Measuring tape.
The measuring tape. Yeah. There's a 5 millimeter difference. It is heavily homoerotic, Kellan. Heavily.
But also, during this, we hear Dunsparce's sounds, its cries that we get through the episode, and oh my god, they're so cute. They're just like
yeah, they're kind of derpy, eh?
I mean, that's kind of the point, because they're
No, I
dumb.
get it. Yeah, it's definitely consistent. Some
cute.
of the kids are polishing their Dunsparce. There's talks about the Dunsparce daily picture diaries.
It's
and
so funny.
They're like, hey, look at mine. It eats and then it sleeps. And then it eats and then it sleeps. And they're like, oh, that's so lame. What does yours do? Oh, check out mine. It eats and then it sleeps. And then it eats and then it sleeps.
It's doing the same thing. Yeah, but mine's cuter. It's fantastic.
That was pretty funny. And I also thought it was funny, just like, because this has been going on for a while. Like, this is like a full minute.
This is a pretty long segment. Yeah.
To get across that these kids like their Dunsparces. Yeah.
And Brock just rubs it in, because he just yells out, "It seems every kid in town has a Dunsparce except you, Bucky."
Yeah, what the fuck's Brock's problem?
Wow. Jesus Christ. So he gives us the story. His grandpa was dying. Oh my god. So he went to visit out of town. By the time they came back, a bunch of Dunsparce had come through. There were none left for him. All the other kids got a Dunsparce. There were no more. They were gone by the time they got back. Which, I mean, it's like a swarm. Oh my god.
That's actually cool.
It's like the
That's
game.
a good shout out, Kellan.
Oh my god. So he doesn't have one. Thanks, dying Grandpa. And to make it even worse, Grandpa got better, so he didn't even go for a real reason. So, you know.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck, Kellan. Yeah, but yeah. All right, so the kid, Bucky doesn't have his Dunsparce because his grandpa doesn't have the balls to die. The gang understands, though. He's like, these Dunsparce sure are cute.
I don't know if I want to give context for these jokes. But...
You don't. Just move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. It's too brutal.
Yeah, there's no more. Dunsparce has gone sparse. Misty is like, no time for joking, Brock. Fuck you. And so the kids come up. They're like, come on, Bucky, we're going to race our Dunsparce. Bucky's like, I don't have a Dunsparce. And they're like, well, you can race Caterpie. You're like, oh, okay. And so Caterpie is lined up with all of these Dunsparce ready to race. Honestly, I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah, no,
the Caterpie lined up with all of them, clearly out of place. Like, oh, go Caterpie. Let's go.
Yeah, they're just going to include him. I mean, that was good. Good effort, guys.
Reminds me of when I was really little, like 6 or so, and I didn't know how to ride a bike yet. Mm-hmm. And my friends down the street did, and they would often come to my place like, you want to go for a bike ride? And I was like, I don't know how to ride a bike. And they're like, oh, you can just like run beside us. And that happened multiple times.
So you just run beside their bike.
And it was not great.
I mean, they were trying to include you.
Yeah, I know. It didn't work out particularly.
It's kind of
well.
like here, like they're trying to include him. It doesn't quite work out.
So they start the race. It's this beautiful obstacle course. And so they climb over a little bump and across some monkey bars. Caterpie's keeping his own. He's getting passed by a lot of the Dunsparce, but he's sticking in there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then there's Team Rocket watching from a bush.
Who would want that slithery, slimy, snaky Pokemon like that? James,
perfect.
That sounds perfect.
No, we got to focus on Pikachu. Can't lose now. So they're focusing on Pikachu. Caterpie keeps chugging along, going up the little steps. But then a Dunsparce is like up and flies behind him or over him.
Yeah, so their wings are functional.
Caterpie's getting lapped. Oh no.
Oh no.
But then Caterpie just falls down the stairs, takes a tumble. Oh, Caterpie, no.
Bucky takes Caterpie away. That's enough. So, yeah, you can't really compete with the big snakes.
Ash has this incredible idea, this brilliant idea. What if we help you?
What if we help solve the problem of the episode?
Oh my god. Incredible.
And Ash's problem solving is also, let's just ask some random Pokemon to do random things. So, Chikorita, Totodile, and Noctowl come out. He shows some pictures of Dunsparce. Go find these things. Poliwhirl and Golbat join the search. And Bucky's like, man, you guys got cool Pokemon. And that's when Psyduck comes out. Are you going to help too, Psyduck? Misty goes. And Psyduck just looks around.
Probably best that you don't, Psyduck. They're not finding anything. They're like crawling around on the ground. Like looking directly at the ground as if Dunsparce is like 2 inches long. Right. Instead of like, how long is Dunsparce? Dunsparce is 4'11",
Yeah, as if they've got like magnifying glasses or something.
I feel like you would see it without crawling around in the dirt.
Totally.
So, but Togepi finds this little dirt mound. There's a Dunsparce, pokes its head back up, and before Bucky can get it in its net, it goes right back down. I don't think the net would really help, considering it could have just dug back down anyway. Like, it didn't fully come out of the ground.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Bucky kind of, like, beats himself up over that, but I don't think that would have changed anything. And then suddenly all of Ash's Pokemon get netted. Oh, and Togepi. Prepare for trouble, we just dropped our net, and make it double, let's see what we get. And they're just like pirates, suddenly, Team Rocket.
Yeah, and Jesse always looks great as a naval captain. Yeah.
Yeah. James and Meowth, they're just in like deck swabbers uniforms, whatever low-ranking pirates would be called.
I know, and Misty's like, why are you dressed as pirates? And Jesse and James just yell, because!
Because.
Yeah.
Meowth thought it was because they got their dry cleaning mixed up. So Chikorita tries to razor leaf the net, but it won't cut it. Oh no, because they put an extra steel coating on it, to which Cyndaquil flamethrowers it down pretty easily, because they didn't get the fireproof coating as well. Too much money.
Yeah, or maybe the memo that steel's actually weak to fire in the Pokemon universe. You gotta remember that. Poliwhirl water guns the pollutant.
Steel, though, is not weak to jet fuel type in Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a whole conspiracy. Interesting.
The secret 19th type they won't tell you about.
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel type.
Those cowards don't have the balls to release the 19th type.
Jet fuel. So the water gun gets the balloon down from Poliwhirl. Meowth just comes face to face with Dunsparce briefly. And so Cyndaquil hits another flamethrower. They go blasting off again. Meowth has the Dunsparce with him. And now Bucky's just really depressed because he didn't get the Dunsparce. And they're like, let's just find another one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, great idea. Gang is full of great ideas tonight.
Geniuses.
So Meowth's admiring Dunsparce. Jesse and James are like, it's kind of lame. I mean, the boss wouldn't really care about this
better than nothing, I guess.
This one random Dunsparce. And I'm like, you know what? He wouldn't care about one. But what about a dozen or 2 dozen?
Let's
go steal all the kids. Oh my god. So they're going to steal all those things from the kids. Jesse's got a big plan. So James goes out, advertises a big 3D virtual show in the park.
Ooh.
So all the kids are excited to go see Dunsparce versus Moltres, and we get the greatest part of the episode.
James is dressed as a Moltres. Meowth is dressed as a Dunsparce. They're kind of terrible costumes.
It's so funny. Like we've seen James as a Moltres before, but this isn't like
glorious.
His Moltres costume. This is what they got at like the Spirit Halloween that popped up down the street.
Oh, we got Moltres costumes at home.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I loved Meowth in his Dunsparce costume. It was so cute.
I know, it's like kind of taped together and awkward looking too. The kids, they hate it already. This stinks. We wanted robots. What the fuck is this?
They're so underwhelmed. They're like, even our school play was better. Which, I mean, that's a burn. Because you know how terrible school plays are.
That's a burn.
Except mine. Mine were sick ass.
These are probably better than average, yeah.
Yeah, I killed it up there.
You were a theater kid.
I was. But yeah, the kids are very underwhelmed here.
Yeah. Jesse's kind of hiding it.
He just keeps kicking Wobbuffet out.
Yeah, keep kicking him out of the way. James and Meowth get to act out a battle here.
Incredible battle.
Yeah.
Cinema. Moltres goes for a wing attack, and James just like lightly hits Meowth with his wing. Like, is that wing attack?
Taps
I don't know. Dunsparce has the defense curl, but Meowth can't contort himself in this costume. And so he tries to glare, but Meowth can't do that either. He doesn't know how to glare. He can't learn that move. Moltres has to go for a dazzling fire spin, and James has no idea how to do that. She's like, just use the red streamers. He just throws red streamers out for a fire spin, which is incredible. Yeah, even the kids are like, that's weak.
Yeah, they're like, that was very poor special effects. So James has to use Sky Attack next, and he's like, what is that? And like, he just ends up like punching Meowth.
The kids don't know what it is either, so just get creative. So he just takes Meowth and just fucking throws him into the woods. Just yeets him. The kids are like, that's not Sky Attack.
This is brutal.
Yeah. But now that the show's over, Team Rocket, or these stage performers, they're willing to trade all these kids and Moltres for their Dunsparce. Sounds like a good deal to me. I mean,
it sure does. I mean, they have multiple of this singular legendary bird of fire. Wow, that's incredible.
So many of the kids want this Moltres.
Except
one girl. There's one girl who seems contemplative. We'll see that. So back to the gang. They haven't found any Dunsparce yet. All they've found are a bunch of whining, sniveling children.
They're crying. Something has happened. Our Dunsparce are all gone. We traded, but we just got these empty fake Pokeballs. Damn.
Sounds like you deserved it, kids, for being so stupid.
Yeah, it's victim blaming. But yeah, they should have been smarter.
But they were also very stupid.
They're like, it was a bossy woman with red hair and a wimpy man with blue hair. And they're like, oh yeah, that's Team Rocket.
So they get it when their hair is described to them, but not when they're standing in front of them in different pants?
That's correct.
Okay, I see. I see how it is.
Cartoon logic. It's obvious, Kellan.
So, but there's the one girl that didn't trade her Dunsparce. That doesn't, lead to anything. She just didn't trade her Dunsparce.
Yeah, that's actually not important.
No.
But Bucky asks the gang for help in getting the kids' Dunsparce back. So now we see Team Rocket chasing the Dunsparce around because it turns out they brought them out of the Pokeballs to check on them. And this is like a giant game of whack-a-mole. These things won't go back in. They're popping up over here, over where, over there. It's like a huge game of who's on first. It's very funny.
James opened the balls to check if they were still in there.
Right.
And let them all out by accident.
But I like how, the Dunsparce aren't running away. They're just, being tricksters.
Yeah,
they're just, having fun with it.
We've got, a Scooby-Doo section here, because it's one shot,
this is
it's one frame, the camera doesn't move, and Team Rocket are, running around, and the Dunsparce are just, popping out of trees and stuff and in front of the screen. And Team Rocket can't get a hold of any of them. And yeah, it's the whole over there, over where? It is, oh my god, it's beautiful.
It's good, yeah.
It was a great creative swing, honestly.
It's cartoon cinema. I like it.
Very nice.
It's bits like this that definitely remind you of what they were going with Pokemon, where it is an anime, but they definitely wanted it to be a more traditional Western Saturday morning cartoon also, right? And it's bits like this that are pulled right from that movie, from that
absolutely
cloth.
Yeah. So the gang comes up on him, and we still have some Dunsparce popping up in front of the screen, bopping up and down, which was still amazing. And so it's battle time. Totodile water guns, but Wobbuffet mirror coats it, and out comes Poliwhirl. And Misty's like, let's team up against him. And so Poliwhirl goes for water gun, which Wob uses counter on, which is the wrong move. We already learned this. Mirror coat, you need a mirror coat.
But it seems like that doesn't matter. Poliwhirl has to dodge it. Totodile tries also, but the water gun gets through. It hits Wobbuffet.
Out comes Victory Bell, who jumps on James, of course. And in this time, the kids have all found their Dunsparce. And so Arbok comes out to block them to getting back to their kids. And so the kids all have Dunsparce use Screech, which oh god, there's 30
loud.
Dunsparce. That would have been
The music kicking
rough.
in here is nice.
Mm-hmm.
They fill up the Screech with a glare. This Arbok looks fucked up. He's
cowering, he's frozen.
Yeah.
And they all go for a big takedown. And Team Rocket goes blasting off again.
Woohoo, the kids celebrate. We did it with our Dunsparce. And then that other 10 Dunsparce that Team Rocket had found pops up. What's this?
Incredible. So, what's his name? Bucky. Bucky's his name. He's gonna go catch it. Go Caterpie. And I love this, because Caterpie, just out of nowhere, just comes whipping in frame and just bonks Dunsparce out of nowhere. You don't expect a Caterpie to move that quickly or that hard.
To throw down like that.
But it was great.
Hit like a truck.
And then Dunsparce turns around and just whips it with its tail again. Well, bam.
So we hit back with a string shot and then another tackle.
Pokeball, go! And it's suspense. And it's suspenseful. There's more suspense. Is he going to catch it? Will he catch it? Yes, he will. Oh my god. He caught a Dunsparce.
Bucky did it.
Honestly,
amazing.
I thought this episode was going to go down the route of don't just jump on the trends because all your friends are. Bucky could have learned the lesson of you know what? I don't need a Dunsparce. I love my Caterpie for who Caterpie is. But he went the route of, nah, fuck Caterpie. I want a Dunsparce. Everyone else has a Dunsparce.
I also thought they were maybe setting up an It's Okay to Be Different story. Mm-hmm. But there isn't really a moral here.
No.
The moral's just I don't know, have fun. Do what you
follow
want.
the trends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are all playing now. Bucky's happy. Bucky is still using Caterpie, though. He's got both out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. Says goodbye to the gang. Thank you for helping.
The other one I thought they may go with is eventually Bucky catches the Dunsparce, but as soon as he does, all the other kids have like moved on to the next trend. They're like, Dunsparce? That was last week, Bucky. Come on.
That's the kind of thing they would have done in, a little bit more of a gag-oriented Western cartoon like Dexter's Lab or Powerpuff Girls or something. They would have done that in there.
Yeah.
They would have like, oh, stupid Dexter.
Ah, silly. But yeah, they've got another race going, and Bucky can compete fairly now with his own Dunsparce. And yeah, they all say goodbye, and the narrator hits us with the back on the road to Johto, which we've been doing so well. And I'm just disappointed. So that's
all
the episode.
Tears all the time.
That is the
So literary hour. The trope I'm looking at is called Super Gullible TV Tropes, and it is about the part where the kids all fall for the very obvious scheme of they're going to be gullible, they're going to be naive, and they all trade their Dunsparce away. It ends up in tears. So, from the novel Stranger in a Strange Land, there's a character named Valentine Michael Smith who is raised by starfish aliens on Mars. When he first arrives on Earth, he's got no concept of lying. That's kind of interesting. He's easily impressed by a televangelist claiming contact with God, and he has to learn the hard way that unlike starfish aliens from Mars, humans are not always honest and can lie.
And
be more like the starfish aliens from Mars, folks.
I agree, because shit's fucked. Anyway, are we rating?
Yeah, 4 pour me. What's my category to discuss with you, Kellan?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what's our category? So I was like, your category? Wow, that's very.
My category to co-own and co-discuss with you, Kellan.
Yeah.
What is it?
But then you hit me with the discuss with you, and I was like, okay, that's better. First category is the world's worst detectives.
Okay, so these are like funny, blunt lines that explain the obvious.
There was Brock that was like, wow, everyone has a Dunsparce except for you.
I think that's actually a pretty good one, because not only was it worst detective, it was just like mean.
Yeah. I'll give him points for no one knows that Dunsparce is not a bug type, seemingly.
Okay.
So that's one.
I know. We should help him find Dunsparce.
That's also, yeah. I've got a great idea. What if we help you? Insane. Crazy, Ash. Oh, all of the kids falling for Team Rocket's bullshit Moltres story. Yeah. I'll give them that.
It's the world's for something.
Yeah. So there's a few. There's some good ones.
Okay.
That's all I can really think of.
That's good enough to base on. Yeah. Those are some fun ones. They're a little bit weird. They're not
it's a door.
They're not as quite as explicit. They are still sort of within the realm of exposition, but they're comedic. So I'd give extra points for comedy. I'll try out actually a pretty high score. I'll try out a 7.9.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was not gonna go that high.
I'm feeling generous.
5.4. So that's a 6.65. For World's Worst Detectives. Final category of the day will be the Pokemon variety.
Ooh. Well, we got Dunsparce.
There's a lot of Dunsparce.
Yeah, we got Dunsparce. So Dunsparce, Caterpie, a good amount of Ash's Pokemon.
Yeah.
So half of them.
Arbok and Wobbuffet. And Poliwhirl. There's Poliwhirl as well. And Golbat.
Psyduck for a brief moment.
So a good smattering of the main Pokemon, but only one of the main Pokemon.
Well, 2 if you count Caterpie.
I guess Caterpie as well. So it's not high.
It's not high because also like the point of the episode is that there's just a bunch of Dunsparce, right?
Which I mean is also
the point of the episode
great.
Is to not have variety.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be punished for its success. Suffering by success, DJ Khaled. I'm gonna give it a 4.
4. I was thinking 3.5. I'm gonna go with, so that's 3.75 for that. Overall, Dunsparce Deception 5.2. Very average week this week. 5.2 and 5.6.
Sometimes you gotta have 5s to know what an 8 looks like.
So true.
Love me a 5.
What a philosophical viewpoint. That's it for this week.
Yes, thank you for listening. Kellan, what are we going to do next week?
Next week, it's 2 episodes. We're going to start off with episode 194, The Wayward Wobbuffet, or in Japanese, Sonans! ! Is that so? ?
Well, whenever there's Wobbuffet, I'm excited.
And then episode 195, Sick Days, or in Japanese, Takeshi collapses! ! A dangerous camp!
A dangerous camp? Oh no! Well, thank you for listening to this episode.
That's that, yeah.
We'll be tackling a couple of fantastic sounding Johto episodes next week. This has been To Kill A Delibird, the Pokemon Anime Rewatch podcast. Please engage with us. Leave comments on the YouTube, youtube.com/HydraLeech is where you can find the video versions, audio versions, or wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. Leave comments, reviews, whatever you can. Engage with us there. If you want to reach out to us, if you got questions about anything, tokilladeliBird@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter. To Kill A Delibird is the handle. You can find Kellan's TikTok. The channel's called HydraLeeches for some other fun content. And then he's occasionally twitching around on Twitch, twitch.tv/HydraLeech. Seeing that you've been playing the new Zelda game a little bit on there, Kellan.
Working through Zelda.
Yeah, so catch those live streams. It's always a fun time.
It is it's a very fun game from what I've played so far.
I've
very
played
much enjoying
a
it.
little bit too. It was my wife mostly playing it, but I have here and there gotten to the third temple I think I'm at. Yeah, fun game.
You can make so many beds. Incredible.
I know. I like that a bed is like a core.
It's like the most broken thing in the game.
Beds.
It's infinite health. Why did they do that? I don't get it.
Because you can go to sleep in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get infinite health out of the beds. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Well, you know what else is crazy? That anyone's still listening to this podcast.
Whoa.
I tell you, back in my day, radio shows were about important things like the price of wheat and whether it's going to frost in the morning.
And then they told you the school buses weren't running. So you had to listen for that because it's the snow.
So you had to know if you walk because you can't skip school even if it's snowing.
Yeah, we gotta walk to school in 6 feet of snow, up a hill, 2 kilometers each way. And then sometimes your friends got eaten by a polar bear, because it's Canada.
Oh my God, because why not get eaten by a polar bear? Did you ever watch American TV as a kid and they would have snow days and you're like, fuck, we don't get it off when it snows?
Mm-hmm. I had like a snow day growing up.
Me too, but you know why? People died.
Yeah.
The blizzard was so bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wasn't that bad.
I'm not exaggerating. It was the worst blizzard I've ever seen. You couldn't even see your hands. And people in the city died. Like, it was so brutal.
Well, that's just like a Tuesday for Canada.
Yeah.
So
that was the only time I ever had an actual snow day.
Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, tell us how much snow you guys get down below. The interaction for the algorithm. It's snow for you. You got a little snow. Bye.
See ya.